Did not. There we go. Audio is turned on and we are live. And once again, everything crashed, but we're back. Sorry about that. The Onyx Path. Hi everyone. There's the camera. Hi everyone. I'm Chris, the Primogen, and I am the storyteller of Changeling: The Lost Littlebrook Reunion. And welcome to episode 5. We are all very excited. We had a down week last time where Kitsu or Tide was doing art streaming together with O-Ring and Nate, right?
Yep.
And Trev.
And Trev.
And
Sorry,
Trev.
Trev.
Trev was here.
Sorry, Trev. And now we are back on our regular schedule. Jonas unfortunately can't play with us, or Adam, as his real name is, but we will hopefully make do. I've introduced myself, so why don't we start with... we'll start with Nova this time. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Megan. I play Nova, and she's a beast. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. And Silas?
Hey guys, I'm Trev. I play Silas. He's an ogre.
Ogre, big old ogre. Then we'll go up with Nate.
Hey, I'm Harry. I play Nate, and he is a Ferris.
Brilliant, thank you. Lars?
Hey, I am Touring, and I play Lars the Wizened.
Perfect, thank you. And Tide?
Hey, I'm Kitsu, and I play Tide, the Elemental.
Good, thank you. And Jonas, our Darkling. Today, he went off with Matthew, the librarian, and Amanda to go inspect the old wooden bridge last time we saw him. So, a little recap, and this time I will just be doing last episode. I learned last time that 10 minutes recaps are not good. So, last episode, everyone was chilling out in the library, having been sent there by Amanda and Patty, the police officer or the deputy of the town, and you were meeting Matthew, the librarian, who sort of the scholar of the community. When you were there, you got the chance to ask some questions about who you are, what you are, and he explained everything about darklings and ogres and things like that. And he also explained where he was from, and also told you what happened 17 years ago when there was a vote held amongst the changeling of the city, Littlebrook, regarding the casting of a very powerful contract that would essentially cut the city away from the hedge and from Fae, Arcadia. And that has apparently worked for the last 17 years, but you guys came through with a dragon, so there's something weird going on here. Matthew couldn't tell if there was any weakening. There was actually no weakening contract as far as he knew. So he's off to check that out, together with Jonas. And the rest of you went over to the high school, Littlebrook High School, where you met with the principal and also the de facto leader of the local changelings. Hope my voice is carrying over well, by the way. Everyone who's watching, if my voice starts clipping, please tell me, because I have a noise gate, which worked really well last time. It blocked out half of what I was saying. But anyway, you met with the principal, Mrs. Blackbird, who gave each of you a hug. She said she was very happy to see you around. She recognized Jonas and Sarah, or Tide, as they're now called. Sarah is a big dum-dum. Not talk about her anymore. And essentially, well, you're the one who said it.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm paraphrasing you. Mrs. Blackbird is very concerned, or was very concerned, about the presence of a dragon in the woods in the White Stag National Park, and asked to go and find it and possibly get rid of it. However, thanks to some politicking from Tide and the rest of you, she was convinced to convene the council, so to speak, with the rest of the changelings and sort of come up with a solution where they also help out. So that's where we left off, I believe. You were heading to the city hall, where there will be a meeting between changelings. Also, thank you very much, Yodan, for confirming that my voice is carrying. Happy about that. And every one of you are very welcome to watch and comment. We will try to interact with you in the chat. And I think that's about it. Do we have any We do have an announcement. I think 2 days ago, the Mummy the Second Edition Kickstarter just kicked off, and it was funded in less than 24 hours. And it's just going to keep on ticking. So if you like Immortal, Cursed, I saw it described as Supernatural Oceans 11, apparently. So that's interesting. So if you're interested in that kind of a game, then go check out on the Onyx Path Kickstarter.
Who wouldn't be
Mummy-
interested in that kind of a game? Come
Exactly
on.
what I was thinking. If I'd had the original Mummy described to me that way, I would have all over that. So go check out their Kickstarter. There should be a link in the chat every now and then, I think. But if we're all ready, we will play a storytelling game of beautiful madness. So, everyone, you have left the high school,
Yes.
and you are on your way to the City Hall. City Hall is a building very similar to the high school, and in fact very similar to the library. It is the red brick 2.5-story building with a large block at the top, kind of similar to Hill Valley's City Hall, if you remember Back to the Future. It's built in the end of the 40s, early 50s, so it's got that kind of an architectural style to it. It's very typical of the architect whose name was Thornton, who came from Europe to design many of the new buildings as persistent city. You're on your own right now, as the principal had to make some calls and taking a leisurely stroll, or are you? What are you doing? Describe how you're making your way to the hall.
How far is it?
Everyone except for Lars. Lars we will handle in a bit. How are you making your way to city?
Yeah, what's the distance like? It depends.
It's about a 10-15 minute walk.
Oh, okay, then there's no point in being slow.
I think Nova's pretty focused. She likes some answers, so she's probably just going ahead, not even looking behind.
Power walking,
Power, yeah.
heading there. Right. Then Tide, Silas. Same thing.
Silas is keeping pace with Nova. He's a pretty big guy, so it looks easier, but in reality, he's trying to match her pace because you can see how driven she is, and it's important.
Yeah, there's a huge size difference between, but Silas in pace with the very fluttery. Quick,
Nova's
Nova.
little legs are going.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
And Tide, you're hanging on to.
Yeah, Tide is very like just seems focused and just like go in, like not okay, maybe looking left and right though, because the whole just in general, just to check stuff out, probably getting distracted by some things, like for example like the shops and how the streets have changed or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's
But
it hasn't changed that much from 2001. There's a few new shops, there's some close ones, but not that many, honestly. It's almost as if nothing has happened. Some buildings look a little bit more worn. Not a lot of change at all. And considering it's about 1 p.m., there's not a lot of life or traffic on the street. Car every now and then. There's some people walking. See some young children biking by, helmets on their heads, and basically. Wait. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the chat. I got distracted. But yeah, it's perfectly normal in the city. It's almost too normal. A little bit creepy. You seeing children with helmets biking?
But there's a new law. You get fined if you don't have that.
Might be.
Not even closer to the high school, like I mean closer to the library. Nothing weird, nothing.
Oh no, it's
hall. Oh my gosh.
it's the best way to describe it is to say that it's like the city's been frozen in time. It looks the same, it feels the same, although perhaps a slightly hard to put the finger on it. Really doesn't feel the same. Maybe it's a disconnect from the hedge. Maybe that's doing something. You're heading over to City Hall, and that is a pretty busily trafficked place. City Hall, home to, of course, not only the city council and the mayor, and that it is also got the Chamber of Commerce. It's got concert halls, a concert hall, not halls. It's got a bunch of meeting rooms. Got the school board is there as well. So there's a bunch of people around, and the receptionist looks up as you enter and go, "Oh, do you have an appointment? Can I help you?"
Yes, we're here for the council meeting.
Mm-hmm. Council meeting. She goes through the computer. Like, there's no filing system really that any of you can. She's pressing the mouse, the clicking thingy. Goes, Oh, the council. All right, it will be in room 31B, third floor. You can take the elevator, or you can go up the stairs. It's just outside of the elevator. Do you want anything to? Do you want me to bring something up for coffee, tea?
I should be fine.
All right,
Coffee.
coffee. Okay,
Just water, please.
okay, we'll bring some water.
I would love some tea. Thank you.
Coffee, tea, water. Okay, very good. Have a nice council meeting. It looks a little bit confused, but he has a few weird meetings every day. And this hall that you've entered in, it's got kind of blackish blue marble floor. The staircase is built out of the same material with a white kind of marble on the edges of every step, and very old looking, like dark brown wooden railings. The bars have been replaced with metal, but the top, the handrail, I guess you call it, is wooden. And there are paintings of old mayors. There's paintings of the town, how it used to look. Silas, you see something that is a painting of the green back when you were celebrating 4th of July in 1957. You recognize it because there was a special masquerade event, like dress up as the not the Union Jack, as the American flag. That would be a weird thing to dress up as here. But yeah, it's either someone's had that event later on, or it's from the year you celebrated 4th of July. You're positive.
I look numbly at the portrait, and suddenly it takes up all of my attention as I step closer to it, looking over, trying to scrutinize the faces there. Whoever the artist was, either they're working for real life or they have some kind of gift, because I can swear I can recognize these people. And unconsciously, I start looking for where my family would have been at the 4th of July party.
The painting is fairly big. It's about 6 feet wide, 4 feet tall. There's a lot of people there, but somehow the artist has managed to capture, like, even if the details aren't that great, you can still, like, tell. You can recognize faces you haven't seen in years. It's quieting. It's actually a little bit disturbing. And you see actually one boy holding the hand of a parent, and you realize that's you, that painting. Or it was you.
I look stunned and I tap the portrait on the look of a little boy dressed like a revolutionary piper standing next to his father. And given that he's one of the only black faces in the crowd back in those days, anyone noticing me shouldn't have trouble realizing what I just realized.
Nova will look in. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Wow, whoever made this portrait, I mean, I would have remembered this being made at the time.
Yeah. Is there
Is that
anything
your
weird
old
I can
word
notice
then?
about this portrait other than its accuracy, per se?
I mean, yeah, I recognize these people, all of them. It's like, maybe I add sourly, maybe I wouldn't remember. Maybe I knew this happened some time ago and I just didn't forget about it, that the memory is stuck in the head somewhere.
Yeah, but again, all these faces seem so specific, right?
They are. All these faces. I know these are people around town. I mean, back then, no one was going to miss out on the 4th of July celebration. And yeah, the whole town came out that day. It's not just a picture of generic faces. These are real people.
and whoever they hired did a good job.
Hey, look, I mean, I'm pretty sure, isn't that Lars there? And I point to a picture of a much younger looking man who seems to bear resemblance to Lars.
Huh. That looks
You guys
like him.
knew each other?
I mean, barely. I saw him around town. He's a nice enough man. I guess everyone knew each other back then. But it's been a long time since I've seen him, I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
Well, check the corners. Usually there's like a signature or some kind on artwork. So
Hey,
maybe we
yeah.
can figure out who did it.
Yeah, you're right. I start looking over the portrait wildly for any kind of signature, any kind of indication. Who drew this?
Since you'd say sorry.
Oh.
Since you say you knew everyone or everyone barely knew, like at least at sight who everyone was, maybe you can recognize the name as well. It's someone who had to live at your time, right?
I hesitate as I keep looking for the name on the portrait.
You
Maybe.
you actually finally spot a signature, and it's a little hard to make out what it says, but you think it writes out Wenceslas, like from the song. How you pronounce it, right? W-E-N-C.
Wences?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it called Wenceslas. But
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Oh,
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas. Yeah, that would make Wenceslas then. I also have a cat who's sitting on my key. It was sitting on my nose, but sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to help for the future. If you need it.
Wenceslas is. You you head up the conference room, and there's more painting. There's paintings of the woods. There's a painting of the old water tower in the forest. A painting of the mines. Someone has done, obviously not from that period, but there have been like dramatic paintings, reenactments of the destruction of the railroad during the strike when they were bringing in workers from out of state or from further down south to work when people were striking. There's the old halfway inn, which was burned down around that time. Some of these paintings you've seen before. Some of them are new edition. But it seems whoever's running for whoever's mayor right now at least appreciates having art in this, or maybe it's not up to them. But you head up to the top floor, which is, you realize when you come out of the stairway that there's been some new additions. It used to be that this floor only had the clock tower part of the house, but now there's a much more modern addition built in with a glass door. And when you open it, you step into the fairly long corridor. And the first room to the left is the room 31B. It's a small room, can house maybe 20 people around the table. So, like, not that small, I guess, with glass walls and not tapestry, curtain that you can pull out in front, and there's a water cooler outside, and pretty comfy.
Is there anyone in there right now?
Nope, no one's in there.
Hmm.
I suppose we should get situated.
If we sit down now, they can't kick us out later.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a seat.
Yeah, me too.
Think they're gonna kick us out?
Squatters' rights.
They're not happy to see us.
Taking the initiative.
Yeah. Then it's our meeting.
And as you get situated in this room, we're going to go over to Lars and go back a little bit in time. Because around the time where the questions were being answered by Matthew, Jonas, you were actually approached. You were still waiting outside as the other. And Patty approached you, coming out of the car again, and she kind of had her hat off in her hand, and Lars, if I know you probably have a lot of questions you want to ask Matthew right now, but I know it can be tough coming back to time that's not yours and how life has changed. And I could tell when I saw your family morning that maybe you wanna visit your. I'm not very good at this. Do you want me to take you to the riverbank?
Why would we go to the cemetery?
I don't know if figured if you want. I don't know. Sometimes people just want to have a. No, maybe not. I'm just worried. You're coming back. Your fetch is obviously still around, but wife. They died not even 10 years, 10, 12 years ago.
She's dead?
Ugh, I am so bad at this.
I suppose.
I'm sorry,
I
Lars.
suppose that makes sense, though. It is 2019? So,
I'm
it
sorry.
makes
I
sense.
thought you knew.
No, it's okay. Yes, please take me there.
All right, okay, of course. Sure. Just get in the car and I'll.
Okay.
She looks thoroughly bothered that she didn't realize that you hadn't been told. And she's kind of quiet the whole ride. And you arrive to the Riverbank Cemetery, which is located on this top of the slope, which is heading down to the water. It's a very beautiful cemetery. There's the old cemetery, which is from the original time when the settlers first came here, which is still very well kept, but obviously the crosses and the gravestones are simpler. Um, a lot of them are so worn down you can't read the names on them anymore, but there are small plaques here and there where local community organizations have been working to figure out who's been buried where. But the main cemetery where you come out is it's not super fancy because it's a small community, and being Protestant, there's usually not angels or crypts or things like that, but there's a few more elaborate gravestones. And she kind of points you to part in the eastern end of the cemetery, and I'll wait over here.
So, as they were on the way there, Lars would have been looking out the window, just kind of watching, taking in the changes to the city and the town. And he would, at one point, turn to her and ask, "Is there still the floral shop on Third?"
Flora shop. You mean the trainers? Case?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's still around.
Do you,
So
do you mind stopping?
no, of course not. Of course not. Stop by and it's very similar to. It's in a lower floor of a building. There's bouquets. There's live flowers in pots. There's accessories.
So Lars would go in with the intention of buying like a bouquet, but once he realizes inflation, and the fact that he has basically just a wad of like dollar bills, he'd settle for just buying one, a lily, and he takes that with him. And once they get to the cemetery, he'll walk and find the grave and lay that on the headstone on the side with his wife's name.
It's it's a family burial ground. So there's it says on the gravestone
Mary,
is
I believe.
Michael and Mary Johansson. I believe your name was Mike. No, no, was it?
No,
No,
Lars.
no, Lars. I'm sorry, sorry. Uh, that's the thing. You Lars. Is Lars and Mary Johansson, beloved father and mother. And there's a quote: "Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life." Apparently, Mary died just a year after Lars did.
So he'd kind of kneel down in front of the marker and look at the two names side by side and look at the dates and Mary, I know that you probably didn't miss me because I was replaced, but that's okay because I didn't miss you because I forgot you, and I need to apologize for that. And that's when he'd lay the flower down. They didn't have your favorite. They didn't have calla lilies, so this one will have to do. I know it's not perfect, but I was never perfect. And probably just say a few more words real low and then head out again.
As you stand up to leave, there's a fairly young woman. She's raking leaves, and she looks up and looks over in your direction and go, "Oh, hey, Mr. Johansson. Come to see your parents?"
Yeah?
Not not actually looking past you.
Lars will turn around and look behind him.
And you see a man, old man, 70s, walking with a cane. Looks dry, I guess you'd call it. He doesn't look too bad for his age. Got this old cap on and walking towards you. You realize it's Henry,
Is
son.
is this the man whose garden shed I was just sleeping in this morning?
It is.
Oh, yeah. Um,
Oops.
And he's walking towards you. He
does
doesn't
he
look
see me?
he's
Oh,
he doesn't look mad. Oh, he
okay.
looks like he's got this weird expression on it. Like he doesn't know what to
I'll probably just start backing away, keeping my head down. Unless he stops me, I'm gonna back
He
far enough
doesn't
up that I can
he
turn.
realizes you're walking away and seems to calm down. Not sure how to react. But you have plenty of time to get away.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not ready for that interaction just yet.
And as you leave, you look over your shoulder. You he stops by the grave and takes off his cap and standing looking down at the flower over in your direction. It's down on a bed, holding the cane book. Stares off into
Lars would probably kind of get maybe out of sight, and then he want to sneak around and watch him.
Yeah, sure.
See if he can get close enough to overhear if the guy's talking without being seen. He would try to do that.
You move closer. You can roll. Of course, he's lying.
Dex stealth.
Dex stealth.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's. I not be able to access them. Not want to move.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, so
Just pick him up.
Don't anger the cat god.
Okay. Very big.
All right, so I've got 6 dice in that, and a specialization of shadowing. I don't know if that applies.
Yeah, sure. You're kind of shadowing the guy. Yeah.
So now the question is, what does that mean?
Specialization
What does
means
specialization do? Remind me.
roll. Is it lower difficult, or is it an extra die? I don't recall.
I think you get an extra die for specialization.
Yeah,
So vampire, it's an extra die. I don't know if that's the same.
yeah. It's the problem is that the different system uses different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And there are so many things here. Sorry, folks. Haven't had. Of course, it's not under SP. Skills. Skill specialties 91 and 100. In addition to skills, your character possesses. Specialty applies to your roll. Add a die. Yeah.
Add a die.
Simple as that.
Okay. And 8 or better.
8 or better.
3 successes.
Notices you. Not. So you sneak up close, and he doesn't seem to be talking much until the young woman approaches him, and he's chatting away with her. Apparently, her name is Teresa, and she's checking in on him, like, how's he doing? What's he up to? And did he have some trouble with the guy who just left? And Henry, in turn, is quiet. Doesn't say much, but he's polite and nice. And something you do hear him say that might raise some questions in your mind is goes, I just had to make sure of something. I guess I don't know if I'll find the answers here. Teresa just, well, if I can help you, then just let me know. Otherwise, a whole lot of leaves I need to get rid of. Says smile, and he goes, no, go off. I'll be fine. So doesn't seem like he's talking to any more than that. Like he's very deep. You actually see how Hattie's looking over at you. Got her arms crossed. She's leaning against the patrol car, but doesn't say anything. But watching you. She spotted you. That's not too hard since you're not hiding from her, but from presumably your son.
Once she heads out, I'll head out as well and go meet Patty.
He sees you come in and puts on, takes off her hat and goes, well, hope you, hope it went well. And if you talk to someone, we're here for you. I know it might not mean much right now, but we understand, at least somewhat. I'm sorry.
No, I should have known. It shouldn't have been a surprise.
She was always very happy. I'm hearing some busting from someone.
Somebody's mic is.
Yeah, someone playing with their face or.
Not me.
She was always very happy, and I don't think she knew. She had her family, took care of them. They took care of her. She had a good life.
I'm glad she was happy. That's all I can ask for. Thank you for bringing me here.
No, of course. I'm really sorry for how I said it. I just thought it. I'm sorry. It's been a long night. It's not an excuse.
No, it's fine.
I got a call while I was waiting for you. Apparently, there's a meeting being held at City Hall, so I'm
Okay.
supposed to be there as well. So I'll take you there. If you want.
Okay.
Something about that dragon you folks brought with you.
Yeah. So once in the car, Lars would just kind of look out the window, not really focusing on anything for the ride back.
And back to the present time, Lars, you and Patty out of the elevator. She took the elevator up. Unite with your friends, fellow refugees, whatever you want to call them. They're sitting, presumably talking in the meeting room. Still, no one has shown up, aside from 5 of you. 4 of you plus Lars and Patty. What have you guys been talking about during this time? Still planning to not be kicked out?
Knowing me, I've been discussing squatters' rights and how perhaps we have claim to this room now.
Strangely, in Minnesota, that's actually law. So
We're literally occupying City Hall, I think. And Silas is wearing the kind of expression that fully expects that a police truncheon will be descending upon all of our collective heads, more or less in succession.
Patty's catching the last of this conversation. She goes, I'm gonna leave you folks to sell things out, tell each other what happened and what the principal talked to you about, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go catch up with the others.
Before she goes, like, is anyone gonna show up, or did you guys just have us go here to get us out of the way? Because there's nobody here.
We're going to show up. It's a little bit of a problem getting everyone together in the same spot. I know Jim probably working, and I can't speak for Inkwell, but he'll be here soon enough. Well, Cobbler and Matthew are still with Jonas off at the old bridge, so that makes it me, the principal, Inkwell, and Jim. Sure, they'll be here soon.
Okay.
All right.
And as you're talking, the receptionist comes up with a small tray, a little cart she's driving with cups of coffee, tea, water. Brought actually enough coffee for more people to drink if they in a thermos, and some extra cups and glasses of water. And everything okay? You need anything else?
Nova just goes up, grabs a thing of coffee, and like goes back to the chair she claimed.
You're welcome.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you. It's all good. Thank you.
All right, just there's a button on the wall. Just call down to the reception if folks need anything else. I'll be down
All
there.
right.
Thank you kindly, miss, Silas says, for pouring himself a cup.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. As she heads downstairs together with Patty, leaving you 5 alone.
They're gonna blame us for the dragon, and they're gonna blame us for coming back. And they're talking about us right now, and they're coming up with a plan.
Maybe. I have no doubt that we will be blamed for the dragon in at least to some extent.
They should. We brought it here.
We didn't bring it here.
That's a very big
You-
we.
I accused Silas of it when we came through, and he points directly at Nate. You said it was on all of us.
Well, that's true. That's true. In my defense, I would just like to say that at this point, the responsibility might as well lie on all of us. We all came through. It's all our problem now. It's everybody's problem.
Well, it doesn't matter who brought it in, though, or what happened. It could have just found like it's not like the portal was guarded or anything. Could have just wandered. Maybe something else wandered through it.
I mean, it followed us, so kind of all.
Yeah, okay, but the beetle just went directly to it. And besides, what's pointing fingers gonna? We're here not to say who brought the thing here. I hope that's what we're here for, but to find a way to get it to go back or kill it or something.
I agree.
It's disgusting. That's all it is. Like, if they're gonna start this meeting saying, "Oh, you did this and you did that," and I don't know, pointing fingers, then we can leave and fix it by ourselves. We don't need them if that's all they're good for.
Hmm.
What if they try to make us go back?
We can probably fight better than they can.
So I'm not going back,
Some of
and
them,
I don't care. I don't care what they say. I don't care about the spell, and I don't care whatever they thought they had to do, protect themselves and leave us.
I don't know, Silas said. Didn't strike me as the kind of people who would just toss us back to the Fae. They're like us, in some ways.
I doubt they'll throw us back. But if they do, of course, then, well, they got something else coming.
I will
Nova.
go.
I can throw
Nova,
further than
listen.
most, I say simply. And then look to what Kitsu has to say.
Sorry. I keep running into everyone today.
It's all
Into
right.
everyone's words. I have a plan. Here's the thing. Nova, you can hide really well, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm small. I'm used to not being seen.
Okay. I tried this only once before, but maybe it's gonna work. So, let me just check my notes. So, if something goes wrong, actually, I look around the room. What is in the room?
There is a conference table, big enough. Or it's more actually a conference circle with a hole in the middle. Charger station, which I don't think you recognize. There are some potted plants, ceiling fan. No, there's not a ceiling fan. There's an AC. There's a whiteboard, which
Mm-hmm.
like a blackboard. I don't. Of course, in 2001, many anyway. There is.
There's a board of a kind.
Yeah, there's some
I
kind
don't
of
know what kind, okay.
white thing with pens. Apparently, you're supposed to be able to write on them. There is a device hanging from the ceiling, which is like a VCR. There are little sockets for audio devices by every seat. The chairs are very comfortable. No expense is spared as far as the chairs go. Silos, unfortunately, cannot fit in them. They're a little too big. I mean, too small. But the floor is nice. Everything is in like grayish pastel colors, not the most engaging.
Is there a mirror though? Any kind of reflective surface
Good
that I could
question.
reflect my?
There is a glass wall out to the corridor.
I did not a proper mirror though, just a glass
No,
corridor.
but you can faintly see your reflection in it.
I don't know if that's gonna work. I examined the glass and then turned it off. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If something goes wrong and they either keep us captive or something like that, then I need you to go back to the what is the diner. Okay, do you know how to get there from here?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I need you to go to the diner, to the bathrooms, to the first mirror on the left. Okay, at exactly the top of the hour.
Okay.
And if I can find a mirror of some kind, I should be able to get out myself from whatever they're causing, but I'm gonna try to get everyone else through. But you need to be at that time at that mirror.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
sometime in the future we can buy a mirror so we can do this otherwise, but I don't know how else to do it. But that's one thing
How
I
big a mirror
can do.
would you be thinking? Like a hand mirror?
We maybe, but like we have to go through it. So
Oh,
I look
that
at
makes things more difficult.
So you want Silas to carry around like a full-size mirror for us?
I'm not saying he should. All I'm saying is that we need to find a mirror big enough on both sides in order to get him through. So
Silas
No.
says,
Okay.
I'm big,
so,
but I'm not that big.
Chris, is there a
I'm very
cabinet
small.
or set of drawers in here?
There is a cabinet. There is.
Hey guys,
Oh.
maybe there's a
So
bathroom.
this container, if I believe the person the container belongs to is my enemy, does that count as the loophole, or do they have to actually be my enemy?
They have to actually be.
All right.
It's not the power of the mind here, I'm afraid. We
so
got.
Lars is gonna just hold up his hand and he's gonna say, "Hold on." So, if
I think we're worrying too much.
if it comes down to them wanting to blame us or send someone back, I will go. I will take the blame. There's nothing
think
more here for me.
But I don't think we get to make that choice.
Yeah, you're not going back. At least not if I have anything to say about it.
what are
Hey,
they
Lars.
gonna do to you if you get back? They've treated us badly enough as it was. What happens to the people that are? I look at Silas. What happens to the people that get caught and brought back?
Lars, I know how you feel. I don't have anyone. Almost everyone I know is dead, but you don't have to go back like that. Why would we do that to you? We don't have a deal with the Fae. They aren't just going to throw someone who could help the town back to the people who would gladly drag everyone here back to Arcadia.
If it comes to the point where sacrifice is needed,
Don't sacrifice yourself that easily, Lars. Please. I don't know, man. I get the feeling we're all in this together.
Yeah. Also, I think we're catastrophizing a bit, right? I mean, if they do try to send us back, then we'll fight them on it. But from what I've seen, if they wanted to do that, they probably could have by now.
yeah, that's true.
Just don't like having no choices. I like feeling trapped.
I suppose we just sit and wait then.
A lot of my skills are about scaring people or hitting people, but I'll be fine if it's a friendly conversation and them offering to help us. That dragon's going to be a lot of work on its own.
I just spent a lot of time looking and not a whole lot of time doing, and I can't do that here.
Well, if we have time later on, maybe I don't know how much we can do. I know mostly of what I could do before. I feel a little different. I feel like the hedge did take some parts of me away. I'm not entirely sure which. I'm gonna have to check and test and see, but maybe we can teach you some new things. Out here, things are not by their rules, and we're not following the rules that are in place here. So maybe we can make our rules and, learn new things. And I don't know. We're
Oh,
going to have to try.
I fully intend to stay here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. How hot is this coffee? Like weaponized hot?
In the thermos or in the cup?
Oh, you're right. There's a thermos. Nova gets up and just like refills her cup and just sits down. And is like, I guess we'll just wait and see how the council goes. But she doesn't sip it.
Coffee in the thermos is pretty hot.
Yeah.
You
She
gotta
just
weaponize
needs
the
something.
refreshments.
Yeah.
You're talking out your strategies. As you do, you hear from the hallway, you hear ping as the elevator arrives, and at first nobody steps out, but then you see this massive hand. And Silas, you're big. You're very big. This hand is same size as yours, maybe even a little bit bigger. And it's made out of flintstone. And then, like, crouching out from the elevator, giant hulking figure comes out. And he is big. And similar perhaps to Nate, carved entirely out of stone. He's grayish, bluish gray. He has features that are barely perceptible, like his thick set jaw, very low brow, looks almost cartoonish, except of course he looks. Some of you have actually seen the Neverending Story. Got some similarities there. He's got green moss growing on him. Assume it's a him. Grunts as he out and doom, doom. Peers into the room where you're in. Taps it.
Hello.
Lars gets as far away from the door as possible.
Waves slowly at you.
I'll wave back.
Silas looks up and just waves. Hey, he tells the other, well, what has to be an ogre simply. He looks pleased to meet him. Doesn't look intimidated at all by the giant rock monster.
Oh, he looks nice. And he kind of grins, and you see these. You hear the sound of his teeth and lips grating as he has this huge maw, and they're actually diamonds. The teeth.
Oh,
and
his teeth are me.
Yeah, very similar. And he's carrying this huge bag, like it would contain. It could easily contain a whole army tent. And he's just got it holding in his pinky, like hanging from his. And he kind of pries the door handle, and he might not even fit through the door. How do you think about it? But the door opens, and he appears in and goes, "Hello."
Hey.
Jimmy?
I'm Jim.
You're Jim.
I'm Jim.
Hello?
Hello.
Well, hey, Jim, I'm Nate, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Nate, by the way.
I'm Silas, Jimmy. Hope you had a good day at work.
Hi, Silas, Jimmy. Work was good. It looks to Nova.
Nova kind of just curls down in the seat a little, and like just holds the coffee a little harder, but it's like, Nova.
Why Nova?
Tied. I'm tied.
I'm tired. That's everyone, right? He kind of looks
Yep.
around like, "Ooh." And then you actually don't even see, or you see something. You see like the top of a head, this kind of greasy comb over, and coming out like next to Jim, but almost barely reaching up to his knees, is this short, kind of chubby man, who is like he has streaks of dark blue across his skin, and he's wearing suspenders. There's a cat meowing. A shirt that's buttoned open, and he I don't have any snacks.
I can barely hear her. It's
Okay,
okay.
that's good. Good. Just came and started screaming at me. Like, why are you not in the same room? Anyway, he is wearing suspenders and pants hiked up to over his waist, stomach, and shirt with sleeves rolled up. And he's got a notepad in one hand. He goes, "All right, you're the ones who came here. Why are you here? What are you doing in town? Come on, tell me."
We escaped
Escape from what?
from
From whom?
Arcadia, I think.
Yeah.
From our
From whom?
keeper.
Right, from your keeper. Yeah, obviously. Tell me about him. How many arms did they have? How many legs? Give me all the juicy details.
2 of each.
All right. Or ink.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah. Who are you?
Must be Inkwell.
Seems my reputation precedes me. Yeah, I'm Inkwell.
Inkwell. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you might know me by my human nomenclature, which is Tobias Cromwell, editor-in-chief of Littlebrook Herald. I'm sure you're familiar with my work.
Yeah.
And he, wait. So what was your names? What are your names? Let me guess.
Nate.
Ah, you're the one. You're the one who shot your fetch. Knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Couldn't resist, could ya? That's gotta work your brain over, right? Feeling all weirded out in your head. Tell me about it. How did it feel? Come on. He's wiping his brow. You realize that the streaks are actually his sweating ink. So he's like wiping it away with his hand and with his sleeve and staining all over. Come on, give me the juicy news.
I don't know how to say this. I don't think it's that interesting, but
Oh, well, that's entirely up to
certainly
me.
an adrenaline rush.
A good editor can turn any story into something interesting.
Yeah. So it would seem. Do I know the reputation of this paper? Littlebrook Herald, an upstanding newspaper.
I would say that in the 80s, the Littlebrook Herald was in a slow but steady decline, as they had to do some budget cuts. Still a newspaper in form, but definitely getting thinner. And in 2001, it was temporary hold. Was editor-in-chief was on a temporary vacation for the last 4 years, and this was in 2001. So Tide would probably not even have.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So who's the rest of you?
Silas looks uncomfortable in a way that he absolutely had zero lack of strangeness with Jimmy. He twiddles his thumbs a bit and finally says, "My name's Silas."
All right, Silas.
I was playing Mod Keeper too.
Huh. All right. So, how'd you do it? How'd you escape?
We were running, then we jumped on the back of a beetle, and
Beetle. Riveting. How big was this beetle?
it was big. He was big enough to
Big beetle.
be out there. He was 10 foot tall.
10 foot tall. Wow, that's a big beetle. All right. So, that's it. You ran, you went on a beetle, and you got out.
Yep.
Well, there was a dragon that burst through, chasing us into.
Oh, yeah, the dragon. I heard about that one. I was kind of waiting for you to tell me about that. So, what's up with the dragon? Where did it go? Where did it go? Tell me.
That is an excellent question.
I was hoping you heard something about it. Something like, I don't know, cattle being eaten or something going.
Nope. No stories about that. In fact, it's been a bit of a dry spell as far as news goes. At least until you guys showed up. Whew. Poor Nate. He got screwed over by you. And he...
Did he die?
No. You gotta work harder to kill a fetch. Believe me, I've tried. They can take a
Oh.
beating.
Wow. Because I put the pistol to his temple, and he lived.
Yeah, well, they've got their ways. Depends on who made them, of course. We can talk more about that later. I would consider myself a bit of an expert on dealing with fetches. Anyway, we're gonna have a meeting in here. Hey, Jim, big guy. How about you send one of the little guys, huh? Jim goes, okay. And he actually grabs, there's a little outgrowth of a rock, and he just, it's more of a crack as he breaks out the rock. He drops it down on the floor, and he kind of unrolls and becomes like this miniature version of himself. And he kind of waddles into the room and jumps up on the table. Yeah,
I
don't
think I
mind.
just found my new favorite thing.
Old Jim here, he's been around for a while. He's learned a few tricks.
You need to learn how to do that, Nate.
Yeah, I do. That's
That's
And
impressive.
and then arriving not too late after that is the principal, Mrs. Blackbird, and the deputy, Patty. They're chatting with each other as they come out of the elevator, and they, and Jim there go, oh, well, then I guess we're all here, right? If you will commence the council meeting of how to deal with the unexpected but uninvited purple dragon. How is everyone doing? She notices Lars. I'm sorry, I don't think we met before.
We didn't.
No, she walks up to you. She's pregnant, late stage, big belly, short lady, black hair with feathers mixed. Yeah, jumping. Mixed into her hair, and she has like these intense yellow eyes and kind of a beakish feature, but she's nice enough, polite enough. I'm Madeline, Mrs. Blackbird. That does everyone call me. I'm the principal of Littlebrook High School. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'll shake her hand.
Takes it back and gets seated and takes out. She actually opens the cabinet. Nate, did you open it?
no.
She takes out a couple of notepads with Littlebrook City seal on them and hands them out if anyone wants notes, and pens as well if you need any.
All right.
Complimentary.
I'll take them.
I'll start taking notes. Yeah.
And she sits down. All right, so the agenda of today is how we're going to deal with it. I'm very sorry we took so long, but Jim was adamant that we needed to have the, how did he call it, the proper, call it, Jim? Equipment. Says from outside, and the little Jim just nods. It apparently doesn't seem to be able to talk, but it thing. you can hear what Jim's saying through the window. Glass is vibrating as. Right, the proper equipment. That's what's in the bag. But we were discussing how to do. Now the forest here, the Northwoods, are fairly big. We don't exactly know where the dragon went, so let's have an open discussion about how we're going about doing this. My suggestion is we split into pairs, trio of people perhaps, and then just potentially go looking for it.
Nova stands up. She realizes the coffee is too cool to do anything with, so she puts it down, and she's like, "Well, what was that with Inkwell? Was that an interrogation, or was that just for fun?"
He looks over at Inkwell and he just, I'm just asking them questions, getting the scoop. And he's like that. Sorry. What do you mean
So
I'm like that?
We don't have to answer his questions. Like,
What did they ask you?
About killing and stuff, and about our time there, and very invasive and very aggressive. And if this is how it's gonna be, then like maybe you're just gonna blame us. And why are we even doing this?
All right. We don't blame you for the dragon. I hope we've been clear about that. We are worried for many reasons, but we don't blame you. You fled from your key. Dazed, terrified. I can only imagine. Well, I can actually sort of imagine how it must have been like, and really, that's not a fate I would wish on anyone. So, you're part of our community now, at least until you decide to leave Littlebrook. If you do, and well, a community, we deal with this together, and believe you me, I would nothing more than to help you recover, rest, and reclaim the life you've lost. But if this dragon is still out there, we don't know what it might do. It could attack the city. It could kill people. We need to deal with it. And honestly, I've not dealt with anything like this in at least 17 years, longer, because honestly, we've never had a dragon here before. I'm kind of freaking out.
Nova kind of sits back down. She's like frustrated, and she goes, "Well, it's not my fault." And she kind of like turns the chair around.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I love Nova.
Silas finally speaks up, slowly lumbering over to the principal. Well, thank you, Miss Principal. I think it sounds like a good idea. Oh, sure, Madeline. I'm sorry, Madeline. But
You're fine.
Well, the good news is it's a dragon, so we might see some big sign of it where it landed or where it threw up the dirt, something like that. But after that, we should all gather around wherever we're tracking it, and then all go together, because it's not just finding the tracks, it's about not being picked off one by one when it flies in from somewhere.
Yeah, we need to move in a group. So what we need to do, at least as far I've been thinking about this a good bit, what we need to do is we need to figure out a way to set up a system that can tell us where it is or where it's going to be. We can't look, I like the idea of trying to find it by moving in small groups, but if in small groups we encounter it, then whatever small group encounters it is done. It's game over, right?
Of course.
What we need to do is we need to set up a system. I don't know if we could hire people or use trail cams or something. We need to figure out a way where we can ambush it. And when we do, we need to hit it with everything we have, fast and hard. How does that sound?
Well, it's certainly an idea, but how would we lure it out?
I have a question, if I may. That might be related to something, to an idea.
Of course.
So you gotta correct me because I don't know what happened and I didn't have the time to check the internet or anything. And my brother's not here to tell us what he found. But back in the day, in spy movies and stuff like that, they could plant like chips and stuff on things and then they could follow them or something like that. And security cameras and stuff like that. Is there anything that you have here? What's in the equipment bag? Is there anything like that in there?
Well, we can check. Jim, could I have one of the bags? Okay. And he kind of opens very gingerly, like he's working with the very tips of his fingers. He's opening the bag and he lifts out this backpack and he hands it over to Nate. And
All right.
yeah, could you empty the backpack on the table? I don't think Nate can. I mean, I don't think Jim can explain it too well.
All right.
He's a man of few words, so to speak.
I'll unzip it and just
So
dump everything out.
the backpack has a map, a folded up map of Littlebrook, the area, as well as the national park. There's a blanket. This one has frog patterns on it. There are a couple of, are they called heat cells? The one that you snap and they warm up?
A glow stick, yeah.
Oh no, not glow sticks. The one that
Oh.
gets warm. The heat packs.
Oh, like yeah, a hand warmer. Maybe?
Hand warmers, yeah. There is a rather big bag of trail mix. There are 2 emergency flares, a flashlight, survival guide, sunscreen, portable stove, a sleeping bag, another blanket, and a cell phone, a prepaid cell phone.
Okay.
And you dig out. There's also a stuffed animal at in the bottom. Very good, Jim. Thank you very much. Is it the same in every bag? Yes. No. Different
No.
blankets.
Nova turns around in the chair, looks at what's on the table, and she's like, "Oh, so they're just gonna send us out to die. I see what's going on. Okay, that's great." And she turns back around again.
Oh boy.
Chill out, Nova.
Sorry about that. Nova,
Yeah, Nate.
it'll be. Look, we'll work together. We'll be fine. If one of us ends up getting hurt, you have my full permission to come back here and kick all their asses. But I'm sure I trust in the fact that they trust us makes me trust them to some extent.
A backpack with a stuffed animal and a froggy blanket is trust?
Hey, this backpack's useful. If you need something, I can just pull it out of here.
What do we know about dragons?
You can roll intelligence occult, I guess, if you want to roll.
I'm having a hard time recalling. Did he breathe fire at us?
He did not.
He did not. He just dove in. Okay.
There's that. We're fine.
He did injure Silas, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, he hurt me pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was because of the slam, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
crashed
he
into
landed.
you.
Actually breathed fire.
But then we hurt him pretty bad. Look, I'm confident in our ability to deal with this guy.
Well, Silas, it was your mount. What can you tell us about it?
I can give you a rundown if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure. The dragon or the bike, the chrome bike, most of the time it had the shape of a bike. It was actually rather unusual that it became a dragon. Most of the time it did when it got excited, or the hunt, or it was you were facing a particularly difficult or dangerous foe, then it would help defend you. You've seen the occasional. To be honest, you would say this is maybe even not a dragon, but rather something, a pseudo dragon, something like it. It's not as intelligent as you've actually met a dragon once, Silas, during your time in Arcadia. It's not as intelligent, obviously. It doesn't breathe fire. It's more of a wild animal than it is a royal beast, as it would be.
Hmm.
So if it's a wild animal, that means that it can be baited.
I don't know. You
With
could
what?
bait a wild animal pretty well, just with different
Yeah,
bait
it
that
can
you'd
be
expect
baited.
for. Yeah, different things you expect
So-
for sleeping things.
The scrapyard, Bill, no, Earl's scrapyard. Would I perhaps be able to get access to that?
The scrapyard, it's open during daytime hours, but obviously Earl or whoever's owning it now is going to be there unless they're out on business. Are you asking in the group or are you asking
Yeah,
me?
I'm asking the
Oh,
council
okay.
if
Then,
he's an ally
um,
with the
that
owner
would
of that, because I'm assuming it's not Earl anymore.
that would be Martin.
Martin?
Martin Wellman. Yes.
Woolman.
We had to speak with him last night. Patty, yeah, had to do a memory wipe, I guess you'd call it. He'd been told some stuff that we had to make sure he wouldn't tell others about it.
Memory wipe? I asked curiously.
It's more that we make things feel like a dream or like a hallucination or a bad nightmare. We essentially last night Martin had a bad steak before he went to bed and he had some weird dreams. That's about all he's going to remember about it, I think.
Okay.
Nate, you know that this is the Martin you met the first night, yeah.
Yep.
Given some time and some materials, I could build a trap for the dragon.
What would it even take as a bait, though?
That's why I was wondering what about that. Because I've never dealt with them, so I have no.
Do you? There's suddenly a phone call, or rather, it's a text to the principal, and she takes up her phone and she looks at it, and you can see there's a visible change in her expression, and she puts the phone away and says, "Well, that was Matthew. We're pretty sure where the dragon went."
Where?
Well, Matthew says he's sort of been able to track the weird energies or weird traces left on the dragon, and it went towards the old oak. And you see a visible crease of worry in Patty's forehead, and Inkwell's actually like, yeah, well, that's a big problem. That's not going to be nice. That's not going to be nice at all. What you going to do about that, principal? And he's kind of taking up his notepad and he's wiping his forehead. Jim is unreadable. It's difficult to know if he even comprehends what he's just been told.
What is Inkwell talking about? Why is this a problem?
The old oak is it's where we perform the contract, where we closed off Littlebrook all those years ago.
Nova turns around for this. She wants to see her face when she says this.
She's actually looking almost sad, Like she's kind of, her eyes got that 1,000-mile stare, and she's just, we can't.
What's wrong?
If we have to get rid of it,
The oak or the dragon?
the dragon. If it, there is a thing there that if it is moved or destroyed, it will be very bad. And
Thing. What thing?
yeah, Principal, tell them what thing. Tell them. And she closes her eyes and she goes, one of us had to stay behind to make sure that the contract was sealed. And I don't know, what did Matthew tell you about the contract?
Not much.
He said it had a great price.
Did he tell you about icons?
That what?
No.
No.
Icons are, it's a silly name for it, but icons are, well, when you went through the hedge the second time, I'm sure it was painful.
Yeah.
And you must
Yeah, it
have,
wasn't great.
you must have realized that what you were in there is no longer what you are out here. You're more of what you were, but you're also less. Pieces of your soul, of your mind, everything that is you, the hedge took it from you. It took it back as a prize. Perhaps we don't know why, but you've realized you're missing memories. There's gaps in your mind where things used to be that you don't remember anymore. That is an icon. It is a part of your soul that's still in there in the hedge. When we sealed the contract, we each had to give up one of our icons. All of us. Parts of our soul. We can't go back there anymore. If we do, I'm afraid the icons will break free, and we will have disrupted the contract on the city.
It's up to us.
Of course. Of course it's up to us.
We'll handle it.
Well, Silas says, looking to Madeline, I'm ready when everyone else is, but before we go, my chest hurts a little bit. Could someone please take a look at it? And Nate, too, I think. He's a little hurt as well.
Yeah, you've got some. Did you wrap it up? Did you bandage it up? Do you remember?
My thing? I don't know if I
Both of you.
could bandage it. I'm made of rock.
Yeah, but Silas, you were cut by Tide, were you not? This is me out of character. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I was either. I forget if I was hit by Tide or the dragon, but I mean the thing is, I haven't gotten proper medical treatment.
It's true.
I basically take the damage. I think it was 3 points of lethal damage. I'm pretty sure one of those points now is,
I'm sorry.
is healed up. No, don't worry. It's a great scene. It was worth doing. But one of those boxes is probably healed by now, but the other two aren't. And I'm just trying to get a little help. precisely right.
I also, out of character, really quickly have a question. I
Mhm.
used a lot of my glamour points. I don't get those back right until I feed off
Nope.
someone.
You have to reap the glamour. No, not reap. You have to harvest. Well, you can reap as well, but not recommended. But you haven't been taught how to do that yet.
No,
No.
Oh,
I
so I'm
don't
flat out.
actually. Uh-huh.
Sorry?
No,
Then
no.
so I'm out of glamour. Oh boy.
You're completely out?
I had 2, right?
No, everyone starts with 10 in the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm fine.
All right.
I'm not hurt, but I feel weaker than I was after the fight with him. I don't know how that works or if that's normal and if that's gonna make it any worse fighting the dragon, but that's what it is. And like, do you guys get weaker? Are we all gonna just keep getting weaker here?
We we are not completely human anymore, nor are we completely off the Fae. You will still have to eat and drink, but
Hmm.
as you've probably realized, the contracts you can make, the influence you can have over the world around you, it comes with a price. We call this your glamour. Essentially, it is. I wish Matthew could describe this. I'm not very good at it. Emotions, I guess you could call it. If you're watching children play, you can see it emitting from them. If you're witnessing a funeral, or if you're at a wedding, the air will be rich with it. You can almost taste it from the air. That is what that is another form of sustenance, I guess you'd call it. Everyone has their own preference. Personally, I try to avoid using contracts as much as possible because I don't particularly enjoy the harvesting, as we call it. It can help you. Well, it can't help you heal your wounds, but it can help you restore some of that power, as I assume you'd call it. It's an abstract. It's difficult for me to explain, but I'm sure you've sensed it. You've been walking these streets. You've seen people. It's like there's something else around them, like an aura or a glow almost. We can feed off of that. It's not harmful unless you take too much of it. And
That
even
sounds incredibly messed up.
it is what it is. We are what our keepers made us into, and if you don't use your powers, if you're careful, then most of the time you won't have to harvest, but eventually it will. Well, eventually you will have to.
So we have to feed off of people?
Yeah.
Are we vampires?
Oh no, far from it. Imagine. I know this is not a justification, but imagine someone so overcome with grief that they're inconsolable, that it is too much pain to bear, and I'm sure you've felt this yourselves. What we can do, is to take the edge of that. We can decrease the potency of this, but we can also drain it completely. But you shouldn't, because that is harmful. But humans are emotional. A lot of times we can't deal with these emotions. I know I've met some changelings who have pursued a career in therapy simply because it helps take the edge of what you're feeling. But yes, we do feed off of humans. It's renewable. They won't run out of emotions, but whether or not it's ethical, I really can't say. It's just something we have to do.
And there's no alternative.
Well, not anymore.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
There are ways to enter the hedge to find fruits. They're called goblin fruit. I used to do it myself every now and then. They're concentrated glamour, because glamour is what Arcadia is made of. Glamour, emotions, fantasy, dreams, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. You know yourselves. Reality was just one factor of many in Arcadia. The keepers could do whatever they wanted to because of glamour. And sometimes it would gather in specific spots and become fruits of many kinds. Now, however, we can't enter. Well, we can, but not in Littlebrook. And I highly recommend against it.
Hmm.
Well, if we came through and the dragon came through, does that mean that you can now? Has somebody tried it?
Matthew was investigating it. He hasn't told me anything about whether or not there's an opening. I'm going to assume there's not. I don't know why it opened. Maybe you'll find an answer by the oak. Maybe that's why the dragon is here.
I have another question. You said everything in Arcadia is made out of glamour. Is that right? Right. Does that include us, or more? Well, us, I guess, in part. But does that include the dragon? Can we feed off the dragon and anything else that comes off out of it?
I maybe? I don't know. It would. I suppose it would. The goblin creatures are created out of glamour. They're creatures of Fae. They're not physical. They're not real.
I'm not eating a dragon.
To be honest, I'm surprised it even came here because this place is like death to it.
Why?
Because we're not in the hedge. Because reality. Because the laws of physics of nature. It's anathema to them. At least that's what I've been told. So maybe the dragon went to the old oak because it sensed the contract. That's all I can think of. And
I would prefer to feed off a dragon than I would that's being causing trouble than I would off of people's emotions, but at the same time, I don't know if I can fight as well without, getting my energies up. So, how do we do that? Or, I don't know about you guys, but how do I do that quickly? Or the
ho-
quickest way possible? What can I do?
without harvesting from humans,
Well, I guess if it's inevitable,
there's a few ways to do it. Some of us go watch movies at the cinema. Some of us take part in sports events, or some of us go to visit the elderly, retirement homes. I prefer to go to the funeral home myself. Lots of glamour there. Yeah, some of us like to do that.
okay.
Well, I suppose I suppose school will be out soon. If you want to go, the children playing might. Sorry. I will need to have to go get a glass of water. So I'll be right back.
All right. I should be
Sounds
fine on
messed
glamour
up.
for now.
We're just gonna go eat some kids and kill a dragon.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
So we need to. Who has weapons?
Sorry,
Nate,
my
you
bad.
have a gun?
Kind
Right.
of. I mean, I have this one gun right here, but I can also provide weapons for us in the case of emergency.
Tide, you can summon a sword, right?
I have my own.
We
so,
saw you
yeah.
do that, right?
Yeah. But
Can
I
you do
need
that
glamour
again?
points and stuff to do that. So I mean, there's a loophole that I can get to it, but yeah.
Okay. I can build things, but that takes time and materials. So I'm not sure how useful I will be in killing a dragon.
If you can build a small explosive device, like a pipe bomb or something, then I can replicate that pipe bomb using the method I got to get us this gun. We could have more than just one explosive. We could have multiple.
Well, I
I-
was thinking more like build a giant crossbow,
Oh.
like a ballista.
Hmm.
Well, as you can
Ballista
tell,
sounds like
I'm very good at talking to people, so I can be very useful for this. So like, this is a great idea, and I feel really comfortable about it.
The irony of this is palpable.
If
Um,
my one concern with the giant ballista, though, would be if we miss, the reload on that is going to be significant.
We do have one more item. Jim, if you would please. And Jim nods, and he takes out this case, which is about 3 feet, 3.5 feet long, and he places it like he gives it to Nate as well because I can't go through the door. And Nate, it's cold. It's very, very cold when you take it.
Can I open this case and take a look inside?
Yeah. You open it, and what you see inside is a sword.
Yo.
It's a very beautifully crafted sword, and it's dark bluish gray, and it hurts your eyes just looking at it.
I'm going to pick it up.
You grab it. Where do you grab it?
By the handle.
And you pick it up, and it's like grabbing. When you're grabbing, if you're wearing oven mittens and you're grabbing something incredibly hot, except it's cold this time around, but it's the same. Like you feel the cold creeping into your hand, and it's this kind of stinging, almost burning cold, actually.
Ty, do you think you can?
I would be very careful with that. That's made out of cold iron.
Yeah, it's all right.
Silas should wield it.
I
All
I
right.
get up. I'll get over and let me try. I dip my finger into the. Let me see what I dip my finger into the into my glass and try to like coat my hand in ice first, and then try to grab the candle.
Same kind of pain that Nate was experiencing is going through your hand as well. It doesn't seem like the ice is protecting you at all. It's not to the point where it's painful that you can't hold it, but holding it for a long time, you think your hand would probably go numb from it.
Silas, you want to see what you can do with this?
I put it down. I
Say,
prefer my
Tide
own
can-
sword.
Tide can summon her own sword. We should do that to
Silas looks at the sword, and then I say, would it be? Could I carry the sword in one of those sword holding things, and then use it on the dragon?
A scabbard?
Yeah, scabbard. That's it.
Well,
I don't
What is
know.
what?
I think skeptically. I'm not that great with swords. Usually when the beast, my bike, gets rowdy, I was always able to knock it down before, try to knock some sense into it. I don't know if I can do it this time. I don't know if it'll listen to me at all.
Well, what is the sword exactly for, though? What does it do?
Cold iron is deadly to our kind, much more so than anything else. It has the potential to hurt even the gentry. It is the polar opposite to their power, and this was forged with iron found in the mines here locally a long time ago. I don't know who made it, but it's been kept hidden away for now because it can easily kill one of us as well.
All right.
That's
So what if we make a giant crossbow that shoots the sword at?
Hmm.
That sounds
Or
like it just
just-
might work, Lawrence.
But what if we can just like a sword is not exactly. I'm not that great at like catapult stuff. Like my catapult skills and knowledge comes from worms. You don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm not that good at it, but I can make iron cold. If you can build something iron, maybe I can cool it down some, but that also means I would need some water for it to make it ice.
I think it's special metal. I don't think it's iron that's cold. I think it's stuff that came from the mine.
Oh, I shouldn't have skipped chemistry that bad. Okay, yeah, sure.
It's like what you'd use to make a skillet, I suppose. I believe. It's not just that it's cold. No, it's almost pure iron.
Cold iron is actually iron that is worked without heat.
Just hammered
So
into shape.
cast iron would not be cold iron. It's something different.
It's been hammered into shape, basically.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to vote for not trying to catapult a sword because a sword is built to be a sword.
I
And
second that vote.
Yeah, I can't wield it, but I know we have people who can. And I think that's like the best chance. And I'll cheer you on from perhaps the tree I'm hiding in.
Yes, Worms Armageddon was out in 2001. Yeah, it came out in 99.
So who thinks they have the best shot at killing this thing with a sword?
Not me.
Not
I
me.
can wield the sword, but
I mean, I'm probably not the best choice, but I don't know. I'd like to give that thing a second go.
how soon do we gotta go to the oak is the thing?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
There is old magic in there, and if this dragon takes it, not only is it going to expose all of us to the dangers of the hedge again, it will become immensely powerful if it takes all of our icons and the other who is there.
Okay.
The other?
The one we had to leave behind.
Oh, yes. I see.
We need to
Why
move quickly.
Why
Where
don't
is-
you say their name?
I can't.
Can't or won't?
Wenceslas. What's his name?
The artist?
the person who painted stuff?
Was it his choice?
You see, she's actually starting to tear up when she's nodding.
Nova backs up a little.
We'll talk about this more when we get back. For now, I think we'll have to
Let's
act
go find the
and
dragon.
make up the plan as we go.
Can you show us where the oak is on the map?
Of course. I'm sorry. She unfolds the map and she goes, it's about 30 minutes walking from the field. There's three cars, old cars out on the field, and just 25-30 minutes of walking to north from there, and you should be able to find the oak.
Are there any bodies of water next to it?
No, I'm afraid not. I think there's an underground river, however.
How far under do you know?
There's a lot of tunnels there. It's part of the old mining network. It's close by. We heard it last time I was there.
Okay.
The old cars, are they cars?
Sorry? Are you cut off?
Abandoned cars?
Abandoned. Long ago. Someone drove them out there, stripped them out of most of their internal parts, and left them on the field. We
I
haven't
might be
moved.
able to work with that.
Oh,
I think
Oh.
I know where that is, don't I?
that's where Jonas used to go, and he brought you there sometimes.
I know where that is.
Patty,
We-
can you
we
give us
used
a
to go
ride to
there.
the cars?
Sorry?
Patty, can you give us a ride to these cars?
I can give you a ride to where the trail starts. Can't go by car further than that, but the trail, it's another 10 minutes of walking up to the cars from there.
Okay.
Thank you very much for helping out. I'm really sorry about this.
I don't suppose anybody has a toolkit I can borrow.
I do not.
What kind of tools? Maybe we can. I got some basic repair tools in the back of my trunk, and in the back of in the trunk of the car.
Whatever you have.
I'll give you to look over.
Bottle of water. Can I have like a container? I think I can carry a container. A container of water.
There's a
so I
whole
can...
water cooler out here if you want to take one of those bottles with you. How much water do you need?
As much as I can carry.
She kind of looks at Silas. Like,
I don't want to bother
Carry.
him. As much as I can carry is fine.
I can carry some water for people.
If you
Just
want.
as much as you like. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I start putting in the backpack as much as it'll fit.
If we're all taking backpacks, Nova looks through all of them and just picks whichever one doesn't, just in case one of them has a pattern with butterflies on it. She would not like that one.
there is one actually.
Yeah, not that. I just like throw that one over
Here, I'll
away
take
and
that
grab
one.
the next one.
All right, and that one has baby foxes on it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So cute.
Jim seems very pleased with himself about these equipment bags.
Thank you.
Of course, you should hurry. And Matthew said that he's bringing your friend Jonas here to meet up with you. So hopefully he will be able to join you for this.
Okay.
And Patty looks at the principal and goes, Mrs. Blackbird, there's just one thing. I promised them a cake. I haven't been able to make one yet. She goes, oh, well, I see. I will have one ordered right away. It's the least I can do.
For
Where's
when
the
we
dr-
come back.
For when you come back, of course.
We're never getting cake.
Where's the cake? Where's the drawing kitsu?
I have it.
The cake is not a lie. You will get it. Is there anything else we can help you with? She looks at all of you.
I think we need to move as quickly as we can.
Of course.
Well, just let us have your phone number, so if things go badly, we can tell you what's happening.
Yes, of course. I will. She writes down the phone numbers on a note, and maybe whichever one of you is best with these. The prepaid ones are fairly old. They're still the button kind of phones, not the touchscreen ones. You can maybe enter the phone numbers while you're driving the car or riding the car. There should be enough money in these to do some calling, but obviously not more than maybe an hour or two total.
What are those?
They're walkie-talkies, I believe we compare them to. Very advanced walkie-talkies, yes.
Yeah, you're like, I'll show you on the car ride how you can do this.
The sword, use it if you have to, but be careful. The last one who used it, it left. It left.
The last one
Oh,
who
the
used
last
it?
one who used it, it left a
You
scar.
left in the woods.
It left a scar in the user. Hasn't healed yet.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Will it heal?
That's for time to tell. All right. We should get ready on our front. I will talk with Matthew, and we will work on our end to try to help you track the dragon the best we can. We'll stay in communication for now. I don't rightly know how we will, but we should be able to tell if it's getting too close to the contract, so to speak. Okay. Well, time's wasting. Good luck with your quest. I'm sorry that it had to be like this. Jim kind of backs away from the door. Oh, sorry, Silas.
Alice just shrugs a little to Madeline. Given how things worked out, it doesn't sound like any of us have a choice. Either we go alone and stop that dragon, or it gets consequences for everyone. Most of all us. So
It would seem that way. But once it's been dealt with, once you're back, I assure you, you will be equally a part of this community. We will not force you to do anything. And
I don't feel forced to do anything now. If anything, I don't know. I'm happy just to be useful now. I feel like I may as well be on Mars right now.
that's a feeling I remember. It will pass, I'm sure. But you will have us. We will help you. We will help you as much as we can.
I think I'm going to need a lot of help.
Of course.
Now for something I'm good at. Hunting and beating down a supernatural creature. Let's go, guys.
Good luck.
Let's do this.
Lars will grab one of the backpacks as he leaves.
Before we go, Nova's just gonna go up to Tide and be like, I just want to thank you for at least thinking of a plan before. I think the trust is a little tough considering, how I can't speak for you, but maybe how I went away, and I don't know if I can. All this face stuff is a lot, and I don't know even us. I can. So thank you for at least providing an out.
You're welcome, but I didn't I only did it because you seemed really upset. I'm really bad at these things usually, so if you're really upset, you gotta tell me because I can't tell otherwise.
No, I just needed to know that we had a plan.
Okay. You're welcome, I think. But
Yeah, okay, sure. And
Okay.
then Nova kind of keeps
if
going.
I walk with Noah. I'm like, I wave at them like I grab a backpack. I'm like, here's what we can do. What? Here's what we can do. Bye. Here's what we
See
can
you later,
do.
Jim.
Take care,
If you
Jim.
look, if I
Bye.
know which mirror you look at, then I can find a way to you at the top of any hour. But I have to know the mirror and who's looking into it.
Okay.
So it's kind of dumb, but you know, that's all I can do as far as that goes.
No, it's okay. We're still trying to figure stuff out, and that's a start, and that's something. And I prefer something to nothing. I feel like we have a lot of nothing right now.
I mean, that's how it was since we came here. So
Yep. Let's go
we're
find
making
someone.
something out of nothing. That's fine.
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. And you head down to the now very familiar patrol car, and as you enter into it, Patty just she gets into the driver's seat, and before she starts the car, she goes, "I know this feels contrived, maybe even like we're making up a bunch of excuses for not handling this ourselves, but believe me when I say this. The principal, she really, she sacrificed a lot for this.
Is she married to that guy that got locked away, or was married?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And she's having a baby with his fetch.
No, well, not entirely so. No, it's she's been having this baby for 17 years.
Whoa.
Is that
That's
part
when
of
we get back, guys. We should try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too much. Let's just focus on one thing. I can't
Yeah,
focus
of
on
course.
many things at the same
Of
time.
course.
Sorry for asking.
We will handle that later. For now, I'm gonna drive you to where you're going, and hopefully you guys will be able to handle this. From what I heard about what happened back there in the hedge, I think you more than us actually have a chance of dealing with this.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Yeah.
No offense.
No, none taken. We've been it's been 17 years. We've not really been doing much. So
One question
yes,
before we go.
of course.
Can you tell us anything special about the tree where everyone put their icons? Anything special around the?
It's the oak itself. I don't know if there's anything special about it, but there is there's an entryway down to the old mine complex down there, and there's a chamber. I've only been there once. I don't know the way to it, but there's a chamber that was there long before we came to Littlebrook, and that's where the contract was formed, was signed, so to speak. It's
Is it?
yeah, yes.
Is the old oak near a river of some kind?
There's an underground river somewhere, but it's not near the Rousseau. Is much further south of it. Sorry, but there is an underground river. I'm sure of that. I heard it too. The principal wasn't lying when she said it.
All right, just making sure.
Of course. You got this huge tank, by the way. You got an extra water cooler tank carrying with you, but it's not a problem for you, Silas. You're strong.
I don't feel. You see, Silas carrying a giant cooler tank on his back now, strapped with
Yeah, it's no big.
improvised.
You're like the water boy like of the team right now.
That's one way of looking at it. He says, looking to the massive tank on his.
But you're a crucial part of this plan. All of you are. I don't know if this dragon is going to be stronger or weaker than when you met it the first time. But I do know that if we don't stop it, there's a risk that all of what we've sacrificed is going to be in vain. We're going to owe you big time. And I mean it. Good luck with this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I think we're going to call that today's session.
Okay, all right.
Very emotional.
Yeah, I'd say,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Thank you very much for playing, everyone. I'm sorry, you just showed up when we're finishing the stream. I'm terribly sorry. But this episode is going to come up on YouTube in about a week for everyone to see. No, in 2 weeks on YouTube for everyone to see. But if you are a patron of mine, you will be able to see it in a week. If you subscribe to the Onyx Path on Twitch, you will see it as soon as you want. And I want to thank all of my amazing players. You guys were great today. I had a blast. Sorry for the massive info dump again, but we're going to be through this soon, I promise. I'm very happy with you guys.
Thank you for the game.
Thank you very
It's a
much.
good game. See you, everyone.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Good show, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you next week.
See you next
Have a
week.
good one.
Bye. Yeah, same time, same channel. Bye.